So today the governor came on TV and she said that she's ordering everybody who doesn't do an essential job to stay home for 3 weeks. That kind of came as a shock because we were all expecting it to be 2 weeks and we weren't sure who was going to get to it first, the governor or the president. And there were actually people running around this morning like crazy trying to buy up stuff because we thought that she was going to say we're locked in our houses. And she made it clear after she made her statement when she was taking questions that the National Guard will not be making roadblocks and things like that. That you can still go to the grocery store and the bank and the gas station and the emergency room and things like that. You can go to the pharmacy to get your drugs. She said, walk your dog. She said, walk your dog. She said, get carry out at the restaurant. So despite the fact that she's been closing different businesses a little here, a little there, and the auto companies were going to be shut down for a week to sanitize the factories, now we're all locked in our home. Well, we're not locked in our homes. That's just it. We're not. And I'm not saying they should. This is America. That just won't fly. But what I've been seeing is people not staying home. People can't go out to the things they normally do, like a restaurant or a movie theater or something like that. So now they're going to the grocery store for something to do. So maybe there are not as many people at as many places, but now you're concentrating more people into the same places. And these are places where we go for our essentials. People are going to go to the grocery store or the pharmacy or the gas station or the bank or whatever as long as they can. And it really is pathetic how many people aren't prepared for this. And I don't want to have something where I've got to show my ID at the door and give them an excuse as to what I really need in the grocery store in order to go in there. But from what I've seen, people just aren't listening. That's why they got this problem in Italy. They didn't listen. Every warning, every request, and every order that the Italian government has made, the Italian people have been ignoring. They're very social people. And with all the things we have that we can do at home, all the electronics, the internet, all the TV shows and movies we can watch, all the things we can do, you can stay connected to people. Instead of just having a phone call where it's their voice, you can actually, Skype and other things and see their face. And there are so many things we can do remotely from home that we couldn't do years and decades ago. There really is no excuse to go anywhere. The governor shutting everything down is going to affect us all financially. I get why she's doing it. But I don't think it's going to stop people from going out. And from what I've seen, they're going out, but they're just not going to as many places. They're all going to the same place. I think this is going to continue to spread until people quit being ignorant. And I think our government isn't really thinking too much about the American people. They're not thinking about, when they tell somebody you can't go to work, they tell your employer to shut down for 3 weeks. What are you going to do? Unemployment doesn't pay all my bills, I can tell you that. What am I going to do when my health insurance runs out? Hopefully we don't have an emergency. I mean, what are we going to do? Even if they start sending out these checks, they're penalizing people who make, what they consider a large amount of money, depending on where you live. If you live in Manure Pit, Texas, you might think $75,000 a year is a lot of money. If you live in New York City, $75,000 a year doesn't even pay the rent. It's a matter of perspective, and they're judging all Americans identically. And I don't necessarily agree with that. The cost of living here is much higher than some places, and the cost of living other places is much higher than here. And even then, they're still arguing about what they're going to do, when they're going to do it. There's a lot of things for people to be panicked about. We don't need to panic right now. We need our leadership doing something to protect us. And I just don't know that a stay-at-home order is enough. And I'm not calling for martial law. And they don't have the resources to put the whole country under lockdown. That's the whole thing. People are spreading disinformation about that. They're spreading so many rumors and lies, and the press isn't helping. And the press is doing as much as they can to instead of getting good information out to the American people, they're out there bashing the president. Our governor's bashing the president because she's failing as a governor and she don't want to take the blame. There's a lot of finger pointing going on. We don't need that right now. Do that after this is over and done with. So now that we're under our stay-at-home order, I'm staying at home as much as possible. And I have no idea what is going to happen to us. I'm trying not to go anywhere. I really have no need to go anywhere. I think it's crap that, the dental visits and the optical visits are all on hold Who knows if I'll have medical insurance by the time we can go and do that. And I think it's kind of crap that the weather's starting to get nice and people want to get out and they can't. But we need to do what we need to do. I'd like us to just get through this and get through it as quickly as possible. And I know there's a bunch of other people out there too that want the same thing. We just want life to get back to normal. Want to go back to our jobs, want to get our debt paid, and we want to make we want to go back to living normal. I want the kids to go to school. I mean, if you can hear the frustration in my voice, I'm sure some of you share it too. And I don't know that it's a good thing to be telling somebody, don't go out in public, because you could start a fight. I don't know. But this isn't going to stop or slow down until people do the right thing. And our leadership needs to do a better job. I'm not saying that our country sucks. This is the greatest country on the earth. And I think we're going to lead the world in resolving this. I don't think somebody else is going to do that. We're going to set the example. But the American people deserve better. And the American people need to behave better. Just what I've been seeing, I'm frustrated right now. And I know a lot of you are too. Let's just hang in there and let's do our best. And when this is over, we can analyze the crap out of it. Thanks for listening.